Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with 3D Printing Thursday. This is actually the second time I'm recording both my intro and my outro because it's only when I got to the editing phase that I realized that no sound had saved with this audio. Primo. Let's hopefully I get this one as good as the first take because the first take felt pretty good. Anyway, as you guys know, every Thursday I like to do a video based around 3D printing, whether it be machines or highlighting a company that makes awesome 3D printed sculpts or anything like that. For the last couple of months, we have been doing a monthly video for Anvil Industries, and that's what we're going to be tackling in today's video. Now, previously, I have just gone by their standard monthly bundles. Last month, it was Space Pirates. This month, it's awesome sci-fi gangers, perfect for like Necromunda, Gene Stealer Cult, Chaos Cultist. Such a cool gang, and I was really excited to do them until I saw the awesome vehicle they were showing off on both their Instagram and on the homepage of their website, the Venerator. I thought this thing was absolutely incredible, and I really wanted to give it a go. So I asked them if I could very kindly have the STL files for that, and I got stuck into printing and painting that for today's video. Now, I decided what I would do is add it to my Astra Militarum army. It is a perfect size miniature to represent a Sentinel on the battlefield. So my plan is to 3D print 3 of these, get them all painted up to match, and run them around as a squad of 3 Sentinels with multi-lasers or whatever. I think they're going to be perfect for it. So if that's something that excites you, stick around and enjoy the video. If you want to check it all out for yourself, there's linked in the description below. Anvil Industries, they do amazing sculpts and bundles every single month. And if you stayed with them from last month, for instance, into this month, they give you an extra pack to support last month. So for instance, last month was Space Pirates, absolutely incredible group of miniatures. And this month they've given you cannon and crew for that gang. So you can have a space pirate cannon and crew, which I think is awesome. Imagine a Necromunda game based all around the idea of piracy and literally having old school cannons. I like it. So like I said, if you want to check those out, linked down in the description below. Without further ado, let's get stuck in and painting this awesome vehicle. And this is the Instigator. I'm not gonna lie, one of the coolest things I find about 3D printing is the fact that it's not in a billion parts. I used to really enjoy building as a side of the hobby, and unfortunately that's the one thing that I really dislike about the kind of hyper detailedness of Games Workshop's newer stuff. I'm okay with the look of it. I do not mind painting. I know that's a struggle for some people. It never really bothered me, but the building side of things has just become a chore. You know, thousands of pieces for every miniature just drives me absolutely insane. You have to set aside entire days to build things like Imperial Knights, or at least I do. Whereas with this particular piece here, it is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, including the gun that I haven't shown yet. 4 wheels, the front and back half of the body, and an extra bit that goes up on top of the back cab. That's it, 8 pieces, and 4 of them are wheels. So after 3D printing this thing and removing the supports, it went together in about 30 seconds, cured it for 3 minutes, sprayed it, and then I was painting. It was such a delight to do. And it just means you get to have fun with it, right? I mean, another great thing about it is if I make a mistake on this, if I make a truly horrific mistake, like let's say I spray it and the spray goes all bubbly or it flakes off and I'm like, oh my God, I have to try and deal with this. Or I can just hit print again and 2 hours later I have a completely fresh miniature to work from. That's another thing that takes like a load off your mind. It's not like, okay, this miniature was €100. I hope I don't make a mess of this. And then you get that kind of decision paralysis about what to do or where to go and stuff like that, which is something I do try and combat as much as possible with my channel. Now, this awesome little Jeep thing, it's basically like a one-man armored ATV style vehicle. I actually have some photographs of it at the end next to other Imperial Guard stuff, so next to some actual Cadian infantry, next to a Sentinel, and I put it next to a Rogel Dorn just for the fun of it, and it's quite hilarious. So stick around to the end of the video so you see those. As you can see, it does have a multi-laser style weapon mounted on the back of it that I think is really cool. Multi-lasers are definitely not my favorite gun for Imperial Guard, so I may use this as a heavy bolter or a las cannon or something. But obviously you get the traditional green hull. I obviously sprayed the miniature black and then sprayed it with a dusting of silver because I wanted to get that kind of metallic look. There's obviously lots of metallic gubbins throughout this thing on like the under chassis and the suspension and all those kind of bits and pieces. So I thought it'd be easier just to get a silver base coat and then quickly paint the body with some contrast and layer it up from there. I think was super easy. So contrast green, contrast black, and then like a turquoisey contrast for the windshield, contrast yellow for all of the lights. which, you know, takes only a couple of seconds to do with each stage. That's another thing. Like, to paint up 3 of these guys, I'd say I could paint up 3 of these guys in less than 2 hours. And then you'd have this awesome little extra Cadian squad. And I am very much intrigued by, if you watch my last couple of videos, I did another vehicle that doesn't really belong in Astra Militarum and did it for Astra Militarum, and I loved it. I've done a huge, like, old school style knight for my Death Corps of Krieg years ago, and I love that as well. So I just love doing things like that. Now I'm on to the layering stage. I didn't bother shading the model at all or anything. I think the contrast over the metallic is a beautiful base coat, and from there I just grabbed a kind of a natural olivey kind of style green, which works a treat for Imperial Guard. It's actually Orc Flesh from AK Interactive. No, sorry, not AK Interactive, from Tooth and Coats. And then I'm just going to spend a little bit of time and layer up the hull of this beast. I will do a little bit of chipping later. I'll do a dry brush of silver over the top of it. But I want to get all the other parts in the right place and add some transfers and stuff before I get to that stage. So here's the side unlayered, and then here it is with a quick layering job. Definitely makes it pop a little bit on the tabletop. I really do hope Anvil Industries does more vehicles like this in the future. I'd be very interested to do them. I think they have done a selection of mechs and stuff previously, but this was before I worked with them. I think I need to do a deep dive on their website and make sure I'm not missing out on a bunch of awesome pieces that I can print out and paint up. Obviously, these guys would be great for things like an Elysian drop army. It's kind of the first thought that I had, is to use these for Elysians to represent the kind of smaller Venerator class vehicles that I used to have, which were just literally 1 or 2 man assault jeeps. The only thing that stopped me today is I didn't have any Elysian transfers. I only had a boatload of pretty much transfers for every other Imperial Guard thingy. I don't even know if there was Elysian transfers ever. If anybody knows that, please do let me know. There probably was an old, rare and extremely expensive transfer sheet from Forge World. As you can see, I use transfers a lot. Here's one of my Cadian vehicle ones, and I see how many of them are missing from it. So I quickly cut out a few ones that I liked, some Cadian 8th symbols, and stuck those on the little kind of license platey bits on the side. And then I had like 4 or 5 other ones that I just stuck in random locations around that I think suited the look and aesthetic of this awesome piece. Does anyone out there also enjoy easy hobby? You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing about this process that was difficult. It's just a really cool miniature that I got painted today that was just a joy to do. Like, it's giving you those like endorphins in your brain about, wow, you've completed something today, it looks awesome, you've got another beautiful painted miniature added to your collection, but you didn't have to kill yourself to get it done. I love that. I love when a miniature kind of works with you. Onto the lead belcher now. This is where we're going to help to blend in all of the other colors. Obviously, we're going to this thing to be weathered, chipped, and damaged. Honestly, I would love to do a video where I paint up another 2 or 3 of these things for each different thing. So do a Gene Stealer cult specific one. Do a Renegade Guardsman specific, you know what I mean? And see what it looks like when you really put the effort in other places. I think that'd be super cool. A super interesting video. Curse Blue for the windshield and stuff. Again, we're going to pop that up another layer just to brighten it up a bit. Obviously, the silver dry brush, we didn't want that to affect the windshield at all. That's why we waited till after we'd done the dry brushing to do the final highlight on that part. I think that makes the most sense. There's also a really small kind of assault tank that used to exist for Death Corps of Krieg that this could possibly stand for. It was an artillery tractor, used to tow other small artillery pieces around the table and into position, which was really cool. And this particular kit actually has an option to have an extended double axle back wheelbase and put tracks on it instead, so you could perhaps counter it as Torox if you so wish. Still might be a little bit small for a Torox, but it's 3D printing. Just bump up the size by 30% and you're laughing. It also has a fully open topped version of it, as in you cannot just have a roll cage and then there's an awesome pilot sitting in the front seat. This is definitely another option you could do, and I think would definitely fit that Elysian aesthetic more. So when I print out a couple of these for my Elysian army, that's probably what I will do. I will do the open fronted one. I keep saying open topped, but is it open topped, open fronted, open, the open one with the roll cage, and do the traditional guy that they have sculpted for this. I might change out his head for a traditional Elysian head just to make it match in a little bit better. But after that's done, I applied some hard coat to the windows. All the transfers are all settled in, and I have this finished awesome little vehicle. I mean, it's such a pleasant little thing. Hopefully you guys can see the joy that I had in getting this thing painted and built. I took a couple of high-res images of it so you can see what it would look like on an actual tabletop. And of course, I also, like I promised, took some pictures of it standing proudly next to some other bits and pieces. So first off, we're going to have a couple of Cadians who are running alongside of it. You could use these as even weapon teams on the tabletop if you so wished. Kind of mobile artillery. Here it is next to a Sentinel, which is what I would use it as, I think. And as you can see, it would fit very comfortably onto a Sentinel's base and work a treat. And of course, a roll door. Okay guys, and there we have it. The Instigator is now finished, ready for the tabletop, matching in with my Cadian force pretty well. Super happy with it. I believe I called it a Venerator by mistake in the intro, but that was obviously because my mind was thinking of other uses for this in 40k. And for the drop guard army, their small jeep transport, or not transport, but a gunship thing, I think would be pretty cool for it. So my mind accidentally slipped out that word, so I do apologize for that. But had a great time building and painting this. I printed this on my Hey Gears printer in 2 hours. I love that. There's a certain magic still with 3D printing for me where this was goop in a bottle yesterday, and now it's a finely detailed painted miniature added to my collection that I will cherish for so many years. To me, that is still just an incredible feat of engineering, and I absolutely love the 3D printing hobby, and I hope you guys do too. If you're not really into it yet, but you're starting to watch some videos, please do continue to watch as many videos as you can from as many creators as possible. And if you feel like it's the thing for you, I promise you will not regret it. Okay guys, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, ask me any questions you want in the comments below. I will get back to absolutely everybody. To this date, I have not missed a single comment. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on all future uploads. And if you're interested in supporting the channel and helping us grow, there's also links to our Patreon down below. You get access to a private Discord server, and you get an extra vlog style video from me every single day, helping you keep up to date with what's going on behind the scenes in my channel. You can also help me pick videos and topics and all sorts of stuff like that. So if that's something that interests you, like I said, linked down below. Big thank you to Anvil Industries for supporting me and helping me make this video. And I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. I will see you guys in the next video.